Hello and welcome to Ninqueso Exploring Japan, where I am on a journey to find out everything I can about Japan, the people, the culture, the cat cafes. One day. I know I said that last time, but it's not cat cafe time today. At the moment, we are doing this from the comfort of my sofa because, you know, I'm in the UK, not Japan, so that makes it kind of harder to explore, not actually being there. But you never know what the future holds. One day, hopefully, I can have like a real background behind me of a picture that I've taken, not just something I've got from Microsoft Flight Simulator. But anyway, today we're going to look at 29 things, which is a very specific number. Is it like they couldn't find an extra thing to make it up to 30? But we're looking at 29 things that only exist in Japan. You're not going to find these anywhere else in the world. So they say. I'm a bit dubious myself. But anyway, let us jump in and find out what these 29 things are.
1.
Number
Square
1.
watermelons. They were
I've
invented
heard
back
of
in the
these.
70s by a graphic designer to fit
Isn't this just kind of a, like, grown in a contain, like, so as they grow, they're actually in a mould or something? That's how I would imagine they would be.
compactly in the fridge and be cut more easily. Japanese farmers grow them in special containers to get the shape.
There you go.
Since they're pretty expensive, people don't buy them as food, but rather as a decorative item.
There were heart-shaped ones up there as well. I'm guessing you could just do that in any kind of container, really, and have watermelons whatever shape you want. Interesting. I wonder why no one else does that. Because it's expensive and they won't sell.
2. Ramen noodles bath. The Unison Spa Resort in Hakone offers its guests the
you
pretty unique experience
bathing
of
in
splashing
ramen
around in a
noodles?
vat of pork soup and ramen noodles. While this may sound crazy to many people,
It's a bit odd.
the Japanese believe that soaking in such a bath is good for the skin because a broth made of pork is rich in collagen. 3. Bizarre
enough.
flavors of Kit Kat. Chili
Yeah, I've heard about all the Kit Kats. Do you know what? If I ever get to 50 subscribers, I'm not even setting the things up very high. If I ever get to 50 subscribers, I will do a Kit Kat tasting video. I will try and source as many weird Kit Kat flavours as I can. So that's an incentive to drop a sub down below, isn't it? If you want to see me go, oh my god, this Kit Kat flavour's weird.
pepper, wasabi, sweet potato, grilled corn, soybean, salt watermelon, mango, green tea, and that's only a short list
Some of them
Kit Kat
seem
flavors
okay.
you can try in Japan.
Some of them seem okay.
Which one would you try? Let me know down in the
50 subs and I'll try as many as I can.
comments. Fake food. Specialists
Fake
make this
food?
kind of food from plastic or wax, and it looks just as delicious.
This is just for display, isn't it? So that you know what you're getting from the menu. I'm sure I've seen this before. I think it might have been a Japanese restaurant in London. But I'm sure I've seen something like this before.
As the real one. Many restaurants use fake food to display their
I think you're fine, mate. That's not just in Japan.
popular dishes in the windows and attract hungry clients. Usually, these replicas cost much more than the dishes they imitate.
Well, they would do, really.
5.
I remember, like, this is a side tangent. It's got nothing to do with anything here. I was doing, like, some background work in, I can't remember what it was, some TV program or something. And I was, like, a waiter just carrying the food. And I've done it a few times, actually. But basically, to make the food look all nice and shiny and lovely, they just poured, like, oil over it, like engine oil. To make it look all nice, like it had just come out the oven and was all cooked and lovely. You know, deceptive things, these food industry people.
Rabbit Island. Back in the 40s, scientists brought a number of
Fair enough. Although if I ever win the lottery, I will have a little moat around an island and put rabbits on it. Then it won't be the only one.
rabbits to Okoneshima Island to do some tests.
I do like... Oh,
However,
look at
later
them.
on, the animals were freed and started to multiply.
That's what rabbits
now the
do.
island is full of them and attracts a lot of tourists.
That's what rabbits
Kura
do.
machines. Taking photos in a booth is nothing new, but Japan added its own exciting twist to this experience.
green screens.
Their photo booths, called Purakura, allow you to edit photos right on the spot, adding different
I'm sure that isn't unique to Japan. I'm sure I've seen something like this.
backgrounds, funny stickers, or writings.
Yeah, that ain't unique to Japan. Can't, like, back up my claim to this, but I'm sure I've seen something similar to the UK. What I think this guy means is not in America.
Also, you can send the pictures to your cell phone, or perhaps your toilet if, you have Wi-Fi in there. You might never have to leave. 7. People pushers. Subways and train stations get really overcrowded during
Yeah, I
rush
would
hour.
not want to go on the
That's why
train in rush
station
hour.
staff and part-time workers have to perform.
How common is this, though? How common is rush hour so it is so busy that people are actually forcing you onto the train? And, like, how do you get off? Do you just constantly have to shout, excuse me, let me off. I can't remember what the word is. It's so bad. It's like, I am trying to learn Japanese, and in my head, I say the words, but when it actually comes to saying it out loud, when it comes to actually saying it out live, I get all panicky and can't remember. Sumimasen, that's the word for excuse me, isn't it?
Formed the routine procedure of pushing people inside trains
Yeah,
to
I wouldn't
fit
like
in
that.
as many passengers as possible before the doors close.
And I'm pretty big. I
Number
take up
8,
a bit of room.
Umbrella parking lot. Before going inside a building, you can park and lock your umbrella just like you do with your bike.
Okay.
Now you can be sure no one will take it, and you won't make a puddle on the floor if your umbrella is wet. Many government buildings, offices, and hotels have this sort of
What do you do if, like, it's all full? Too many umbrellas there today. I do know, like, in Japan, they do use umbrellas a lot when it rains and when it's sunny as well. I've heard anyway. I don't know for a fact. I'm just going on what the internet's told me. But we all know everything on the internet is always real.
umbrella rack. 9. Millions of vending machines. Japan
Yes,
has more
I've
than
seen
5
these.
million of them, mostly because they save time for people who work late hours, which is a
That's because their shops close ridiculously early, don't they? They open late and close early.
pretty common thing here. Besides, Japanese vending machines aren't just for snacks and soda. You can buy basically anything, from live lobsters to underwear in these machines. 10. Tokyo's biggest resident. In 2015, Godzilla was granted citizenship in Tokyo's Shinjuku ward. The
Okay.
authorities presented a special certificate stating his new residency and also
Where'd they send it to? Does he shop there? Does he live there often? Does he own there part time? I need to know these things.
made him a job offer. Godzilla became the tourism ambassador. Later, they even installed a Godzilla head 171 feet above the ground.
That
in
is pretty
Toho,
cool.
The movie studio that
Is that still there? I need to see it if it is.
made the original movie back in 1954. 11. Train delays make headlines. Punctuality is a really big thing here, and
Really? Do they really make headlines? Do they really? Is it really on the news? I need to know. Let me know in the comments if you live in Japan and have seen the train was late on the news. I mean, UK, common occurrence.
train stations do everything possible to avoid a delay. If a train is 5 minutes late, the railway company might have to issue a delay certificate for railway workers and passengers who missed an important appointment. And if the delay is longer than an hour,
Well, it makes
then the
the
railway
news.
company might give an official apology in newspapers. 12.
That's not really news then. It's not really like announced on the news if they're like taking out an ad to say we're sorry that the train was late. I'm a little bit suspicious about that one. That's a dubious one in my opinion.
Silent karaoke. This is a special microphone with a cone that you place over your mouth. It muffles most of the sounds when you sing. It was designed for people who don't want to wake up their neighbors and those who feel shy about belting their favorite tunes in public.
Why did that cone look so... It looks almost like someone had just hidden out what was behind there, like post picture. That looks so fake.
13. Polite slurping. While in many countries, slurping is considered rude, in Japan,
Why?
it's a way to show your appreciation of the dish.
It's also because it's very hard to finish off your ramen with chopsticks. You know, it's like...
If you don't slurp when you eat noodles, then the chef will think that you don't enjoy the food or that
Really?
it's cold.
Really though? Really though, or was it just
Good
normal?
noodles. 14. Face napkins. When you eat a burger, it's never pretty because your mouth gets covered in ketchup or mustard. Owners of one fast food restaurant
Why
found
is
a
she licking? Why is she licking the burger? That's weird.
solution to this by serving burgers together with special napkins. They cover the faces of guests who feel a bit embarrassed about looking messy while eating.
I mean, I know some people like they'll eat and then they'll like cover their mouth while they're chewing and things. So I get it, but it's again, I'm a bit dubious on that one about it only existing in Japan.
15. Water-saving sinks. They're located right over the toilet tanks. The idea is simple. First, you wash your hands over the sink.
That makes
then
so
the
much
sink water
sense.
goes straight into the toilet tank, and finally, you flush the toilet when you've
That
done
makes
your
so
business.
much sense.
So,
Why isn't that everywhere? You know.
you save water by using it twice. Aren't you
Good.
glad they don't do it the other way?
What a ridiculous thing to say.
Number 16. Strange mayo. No, Japanese mayo
Why
doesn't
is it
have any
strange?
special
They just
recipe
use
or
egg yolks,
ingredient.
don't they?
But they don't eat it with salads, meat, or sandwiches. In Japan, people usually use it as a topping for ice cream or on pancakes.
I've never seen that. I've seen it in bento boxes spread on bread a lot. I have never heard that before. I'm very dubious about this list. I'm very, very suspicious. Let me know if you've had or even seen or heard of ice cream with mayo on, because I'm questioning it. I am questioning the commonality of this.
A chocolate sundae with mayo. Haha, nothing better. 17. Naps at work. In Japanese culture, dozing off at the workplace or
This is
in
why you
Amori
could get that
is considered
Gengar
a sign
sleeping
of being
bag.
a hard-working person who's very committed to their job.
Or it's just
That's
you
why
didn't-
in Amori,
or it's a sign of a person who stayed up all night playing Tears of the Kingdom. Not that I did that last night.
is so common, and no one thinks it's a bad thing. Some people even fake it. 18. World's shortest escalator. You can find it in the basement of Moore's department store, which is located in the city of Kawasaki. The escalator has only 5 steps and is only 33 inches tall. Well, that's one small step for a man. Okay.
I can't say I've
19.
ever even seen like escalators in Japan from the walk around videos I've seen.
Canned food restaurant. Eating canned food may not sound like a delicious treat for you, but there's a whole chain of restaurants all over the country where they serve only canned food. They're pretty popular since clients
I'm
can
sure they
choose from
don't sell that
300
tomato
varieties
soup.
of food from all across the world. 20.
It's like, I get it. I guess like you got breakfast cereal cafes where they serve nothing but cereal. So, okay, I'm less dubious about that one, but I'm still dubious about the mayo.
Doll Village. The village of Nagoro used to have a population of 300 people,
And now it's
but
just
less
dolls.
than 40 residents live there now. A local artist, Tsukumi Ayano, made over 300 life-size dolls, most of which look like former residents, and they're located in various states of action.
I have heard this before, though, about some of the smaller villages and things in Japan, because there's no like real opportunities in that there. A lot of people are moving away from them, going into the bigger cities, and like the population in the villages are getting smaller and smaller, and obviously the age is increasing, so like the villages are actually in danger of just disappearing. So
For example,
it's
there's a whole classroom
quite
of them
sad,
in the
really.
village school that was closed a while ago. Number 21. No fours. It's common for Japanese culture to avoid the number 4
yon or she.
because it's considered to be very unlucky. That's why some buildings don't have a 4th floor.
Okay, I mean, it's like that with 13, isn't it, over here in like the UK? I don't know about America and things, but in the UK, it's like the 13 is that unlucky number.
Stores don't sell a set of cutlery for 4, and the number of guests to some event can't be 4. 20.
I'm dubious on that last one. To some events, can't be 4. Not going to tell you which ones. Just going to make it seem like it's like that.
2. Blue traffic light.
Yeah, I've
They use
heard
a
of
blue
this.
color instead of green for traffic lights. The reason for that hides in their language. Historically, there was only one word for both colors. When traffic lights first appeared in the country, they were as green as anywhere else. But that green color was still called blue. To make things right, the government decided to use the bluest shade of green possible. Okay? 23.
Fair enough.
Cleaning classes. Japanese kids learn how to clean in many
I'm sure you could find a cleaning class if I wanted to.
schools because it's a part of their education. They mop their classrooms and hallways, do dusting, and even clean the bathrooms. Teachers believe it's a great way to raise responsible citizens. 24. Foot bath train. Take the Tsudoi tourist train to get the most
get a foot
comfortable
bath while you're in
sightseeing
it.
experience. This train has foot baths built of aromatic cypress wood and filled with warm spring water that can soothe the pain in your joints. So, you can soak your feet and enjoy beautiful views at the same time while
Okay.
traveling from Nagoya to Yonoyama Onsen.
Is that just the one train journey, though? It's not,
20
it's not really common then, is it?
5. Futuristic toilets. Toilets in Japan are very high-tech. To use one, a person should know what all those buttons are for.
Right, let me guess what all those buttons are for. The first one I imagine is like power at the top. The second one there, I can't see what that last word is. I can't remember. I imagine that is like the water going up on the, like, spreading out everywhere. Could be the flush, actually. Could be the flush. That's just the bidet effect. I think that's more of a spread one. Okay, the first one's flush, spread thing. Different volumes. Guy's head's in the way for all of that stuff. I'm sure it's not as complex as he's trying to make out.
There's a variety of functions, including heating the seat, spraying warm water to clean the user up, and
Or she... I can't remember what that last letter is there. That character. Wah. Definitely don't know what that one at the end is. Ends in Su, but I don't know what the kanji is there. I'm not up on my kanji.
even playing music. All they're missing is a refrigerator. Wow, who'd ever want to leave their toilet?
Well, you know, if you sit round the other way on the toilet, so you're facing the cistern, you can have use it as a table to eat your dinner. I've never done that. I've heard of people doing that in this country, but I've never done that.
26. Crazy ice cream flavors. The Japanese love weird food combos. That's why finding an ice cream...
Is it weird though, or is it just normal for them? You know, that's like, oh, it's weird because we don't eat it. It's just like, come on, get a grip. You know, just because it's different in country to country, don't say it's weird.
cream flavored with horse meat, cactus, charcoal, squid ink, garlic, or chicken wings won't be a problem here. 27. Space-saving parking lots.
But going back to the ice cream, how common are those flavors though, really? I mean, yes, I imagine they do exist, but I don't imagine they're like when you walk into your supermarket to buy a tub of ice cream, like over here, vanilla is the most common flavour. I don't imagine horse meat flavour to be the most common.
Since Japan is a densely populated country, they don't like to waste space. That's why their parking lots have a smart system.
My friend's building that she had a flat in had a parking thing like that. That is not unique to Japan. It's like you park your car and then it like moves it around to store it because they don't have a lot of room. And there's a lot of people that live in the tower block.
Designed like multi-level
So
garages.
again, that's not unique to Japan, I'm afraid. Brightside YouTube channel, get your facts straight.
28. Robot run.
Wow, I'm really hitting that space bar. You can probably hear it going chunk, chunk. I'm getting annoyed.
An hotel. In a hotel in Nagasaki, robots are a big part of its staff. It's called the henna, which translates as strange. The human-like androids meet the guests, clean the rooms, carry luggage, make coffee, and...
the big supermarket, like near me, the Tesco's, they have robotic cleaners now. It's just like, it was just going, I saw it's like, was there the first time a few weeks ago, because I don't go there very often because it's quite a way away and I don't have a car. It's a pretty epic cycle, and I just had like this robot going around cleaning the floors. It's the future.
Even smile. However, real people work there too to recharge the robots and supervise how they perform their duties. 29. Cafe Companion. Sitting alone in a cafe and enjoying your coffee and food is common for most people around the world. But in the land of the rising sun...
I mean, I would sit there with a Moomin. If it was a real person, I would hate it. Just some random person I didn't know. But I would sit there with a Moomin. Seems a bit excessive that he's got food, but I think that's probably her dessert. And they'll just, like, swip the plates around afterwards. I'm okay with a stuffed toy.
You'll get a huge plush Moomin to sit next to you in one of the cafes, so you don't have to eat alone. Hey,
I would be all right with that. I would be all right with a giant Moomin. Look how fuzzy he is. I don't think I'd want to give it a cuddle or anything because it's don't know where it's been. But yeah, that was 29 things that only exist in Japan, apart from a couple that do probably exist other places as well. And they just didn't do their research. But that was a video by Brightside, I believe it was. Yeah, if you did like their video, go over and hit the like button. I'm not sure I want to hit the like button because I'm a little bit like, don't think you did your research there. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you have been to Japan and you're more familiar with things that are actually out there and just how common some of these things were, because some of them are just like, to me it felt like they're grabbing at straws to try and get 29. That's why they didn't go for 30, because they just couldn't think of anything else to make up. But anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for making it through to the end. And if you did like my video, please go down and hit that like button. And if you'd like to see more of me reacting to things in Japan, then go down and hit that subscribe button, because otherwise you might miss some of my videos and that'll make me sad. But until next time, just be nice to people. Bye. I hate waving with this hand.